Hello and welcome to Stretty News TV. My name is Dale, and in this video I'm going to look at Mancunian Liverpool and select the best starting 11 from both teams. On Thursday night on the channel we had a live hangout with Ian and Steve who previewed the game, cast their predictions and so on. But this I'm going to look at the best players, and just excuse me because I have a cold, so I might sound a bit funny. I'm going with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Let us know if you agree with that in the comment section, or even if you disagree with some of the players I've named. Just go ahead, get your keyboard out and have a bash in the comment section. Comment every name under the sun like you usually do. So yeah, starting off anyway with the goalkeeper. There'll be no arguments here with David De Gea. Simple selection. Simon Mignolet is just not even good enough for Liverpool. Never mind for the starting 11. Even though the club are considering a 5-year contract for him, which is absolutely madness considering his distribution and some of the goals he lets in. He's nowhere near the standards of David De Gea. Nowhere near the standards, so we can no arguments there. Right back, I'm going with Klein. I have a feeling that it should be Matteo Darmian. It should be. The way he started the season, there was few right backs better than him in the league. But ever since that game against Arsenal, when Alexis Sanchez ripped him a new one, Louis van Gaal then kind of took him out of the team for a while, played some youngsters ahead of him, and just kind of, I think that kind of shattered his confidence. And since he's come back into the team the last month or so, he's been tossed around from left back to right back. And I know in Italy he played left back too, but from watching him, he's just not the same, is he? And as well as that, his confidence is right down. He hasn't been as good as he was when he first initially came the first few weeks, but as well as that, he's come from Serie A. It's going to take him time to adjust to a different league, and this time next season it could be a different story. I could be saying Darmian had a Klein, but Klein even hasn't been excellent. He hasn't shown what he did at Southampton, and again he's getting used to a new club, different surroundings. He's had 2 managers this season, and that all contributes. But so far I'll say Klein. Left back, this should be Luke Shaw. When I'm doing this video, I can't name a player that's been out for so many months this season. Few injuries, no problem, show a bit of consistency. But Luke Shaw's been out since the very start. He started the season superbly. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to pick Moreno. And I don't rate Moreno that highly. He's very, very poor defensively. Going forward with the ball at his feet, he's quick. He's quite good, but defensively. And for me, your fullback should be able to defend. I don't like these confused wingers, as I call them. A fullback not being able to do their main job. Their priority should be to defend. And getting forward should be a bonus. That's the way it should be seen. But a lot of managers nowadays preferring the option having, as they call, wing backs. Miller gets forward well, and to be honest, who else am I going to select? I can't select Ashley Young, who's a winger. I'm not going to select Darmian because, like I said before, he's not a left back. He's better at right back. Moving on, 2 centre halves. Chris Smalling walks into this team. It's simple as that. He's been the best centre half in the league this year. He's led United defensively, and that's not saying too much. I don't think United are strong defensively. It's the reason we're playing 2 holding midfielders 9 games out of 10, and he's led that. He's led by example, and I think if he had someone beside him, even someone experienced, someone superior, and maybe an actual centre half. David Ben is not a centre half, and that's why he won't be selecting this. He's done well, especially considering it's not his preferred role. He's done really, really well. But Small walks into this. I don't even need to explain why. Everyone knows he's been superb this season. He even gets forward. He's brought the ball, his feet. Doesn't let strikers turn. Well, doesn't let. He was poor against Newcastle. I know, but everyone's due a poor game every now and again. But yeah, definitely Chris Small. Alongside, I'm going to go with Sacco. I can't think of anyone for United that can rival that, and Saka was far superior than any other centre half Liverpool got. Skirtle, for example, Lovren. They wouldn't get into bench in this team, to be honest. Both of them are awful. But Saka, I can see something in Saka. Saka's a good player, and Brendan Rodgers didn't really fancy Saka. Clearly, he didn't select him a lot of the time, whereas Klopp must see something in him, and he's playing regularly. And this weekend, with all the injury Liverpool have, he's pretty much dead on starter alongside possibly Kolo Toure. In midfield, The two banging the centre, I'm going with Schneiderlin, who it baffles me sometimes when he's not selected in the starting 11 for United. We're just so much better when he's in the team. He was, a lot of people said last season when Lovren struggled at Liverpool that Fonte was the much better defender or centre half. They missed out on that. Probably right, but I think the reason they kept so many clean sheets is because of this man, the Frenchman, Schneiderlin. Sits in front of the back four. It's a massive shield. And I think once he settles and is given his own role at United, cements a position, going to be a key aspect to our team. So he's the first one in midfield for me. Alongside him, has struggled a bit of late, Ander Herrera. Big fan of Ander Herrera. He just shows urgency. He likes to tackle. Likes going forward. Has an eye for goal. He's a great tally in terms of most of his shots on targets he's arrived at the club have been goals. And obviously he hasn't played as often as he should have. But he's a definite for me because once I'm not a fan of Jordan Henderson. A lot of fans are going to disagree with that because he's apparently done enough to be named captain after Stevie G. But I just can't see it. For me, I think Herrera, if he was given a good run in the team and cemented a spot and shown a bit of faith, he's a huge player for us. And Van Gaal as well as Schneiderlin, I don't think he fancies him as much as we all do. In front of that duo, I've gone with Coutinho. The Coutinho isn't your most consistent playmaker, or number 10 as you want to call him. He's been hot and cold this season, but when he's on his day, he's a very good player, and he has a wicked eye for goal. Fortunately for us, he's out of the game on Sunday. But then again, last season and earlier this season, he didn't do that against United. Chris Smalling, whenever he was asked to do a job on him, just had him in his back pocket really, and he's the one that going into the game you would have said Liverpool going to make that happen. It's going to go through him, and thankfully that's not going to be the case on Sunday either 'cause he's out injured. But I have him in there, and alongside him on either side, I have Anthony Martial on the left. And while I would prefer to see him more central, I'm trying to build a team around here and fit different players in. Runs at defenders. Obviously, his debut was against Liverpool the last time around at Old Trafford, and how many players he beat inside the box for getting that winner. Just complete another magic. What a way to make your debut front of the Stretford end. But he's someone that I can watch at the moment that I think is a future challenger for the Ballon d'Or. He just has something that you always expect something special when he gets on the ball. He frightens defenders. He's not a bit like he doesn't try to beat him twice, like some young players do when they jump onto the scene. He gets the ball. He's so direct. He knows where he's going with the ball, and mostly defenders they can't handle him. Just take him down. We end up getting a free kick or a penalty, whatever. I think he's gonna be big on Sunday, and he definitely walks into this team for me. He's probably been one of United's best players this season, and that's funny because when he came from Monaco in the summer, I put my hand up, and I'm sure most of you would too. I didn't know who he was. Spent big money on him, didn't know who he was, and whoever was scouting him for United, well, put your hand up. Fair play. What a signing, and what a player he's going to be down the line for United. On the right hand side, this was a tough part because Juan Mata isn't someone with pace, and I'm a firm believer that when you're on the wings, your arse should be on the line. You should have chalk on your boots, and you should be quick. I just couldn't think of someone to fit in this role, but considering the last day out at Anfield, as we call it now, Wanfield, he did score those two important goals and that absolute blinder of a volley from a Di Maria assist. So I had no other choice than to pick Mata. I think that's an area that United need to look at in the summer, is getting in someone that is an out-and-out winger, someone with pace that will challenge defenders like Martial does, and obviously with a good delivery too. And of late, I think he does pop up with some important goals to Spaniard, but I think there should be just more from him, a bit more of a creative spark. There's no doubt in this United team has some fine footballers, but sometimes you just need that bit more edge, a bit more attitude, and what you expect from United teams of old. On the right, I couldn't see any from Liverpool I could select. So only option was Juan Mata, and he's a good player. I just think I should be expecting more out of him, and I do love Juan Mata. Centre forward, can't go Wayne Rooney. I'm going with Christian Benteke. I know Jurgen Klopp hasn't been playing him as regularly as he should really, but he clearly doesn't fancy him. There's talk that he doesn't run around as often, but as seen at Villa, if you give the Belgian a delivery, he's going to score without any question. He's a physical presence. I don't think defenders like playing against him, which so it'll be interesting to see how Small or whoever he's up against deals with Benteke. He has gone hiding in some games, and obviously there's other players there. Like if Daniel Sturridge was fit and he was showing how good he was, like he was beside Suarez. Well then he'd be who I pick in there. And Wayne Rooney, he's lost yards of pace. He's not the player he used to be. I know he performed absolutely brilliantly against Newcastle during the week, but consistently he hasn't been doing it. And I don't think he should be our only answer for being a goal scorer. And then, I suppose that's really it. That's the 11 I've gone with. Just to go through it again, a 4-2-3-1 formation with David De Gea, Klein, Moreno, Smalling, Sacco, Schneiderlin, Herrera, Coutinho, Martial, Mata and Benteke. Let us know in the comment section your starting 11 and who you think I maybe should take out and put in, or formation wise, or leave a comment, like and subscribe to Stretty News TV. We're putting out videos daily here, and if you want to submit a video for Stretty News TV, you can. It's strettynews@gmail.com to send the movie file, and we'll put it up on the channel for you. Just any topic, rant away. As you've seen this week with Ray Bobbins on the channel, we had Nate from America. I did a few videos. We're going to continue that again next week. So, and with your help, we can make that happen. So thanks for watching, and hopefully on Sunday we can get 3 points. I'm predicting a draw. I don't think a draw is the worst result away at Anfield, but it's going to be tough considering the way we've been playing lately. But we do need to start getting some wins, don't we, on the road and at home obviously too. So thanks for watching, and come on you Reds.